Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So I could not deliver an episode yesterday. I'm really sorry. Start of a new month. March is here. Got busy with certain things, but I'm pretty much sure I'm back. And more importantly, we're going to discuss what are this Arsenal profit and loss statements that is actually coming out. So yes, we're going to talk about that. But first, let's go into Pablo Mari's verdict on Arteta. He says, I have to say he is one of the best coaches in the world because when he does the game plan, I never see it like this, how he finds solutions for us and makes it easy to play the game. I've never seen something like this. That means he is an amazing coach. Let's see if that is going to be the case. But moving on, let's talk about Kieran Tierney. He says, we know what we are doing, we know what where we want to be, and we know it's going to be hard. But we're positive and we believe. We know we've got a young squad, but we do have is that belief, and that's the main thing. That's what Tierney believes, and we believe in Tierney. Rio Ferdinand on Aubameyang says Arteta has got even more of a stranglehold on the squad, more respect. They know where they stand now. There's a line that they don't go beyond. We don't know the details of that. If Arsenal finish fourth, Arteta is totally justified in what he's done. And according to rijoiace, they're reporting that Jonathan David is Arsenal's top target next summer, and they will go all out to sign him. The only person happy after this news comes out is Jonathan David. Nobody else. No sir. Nope. I've seen him play. Not great of a player. Moving on, let's talk about Lukita Torreira. So he says, at Arsenal the first year, I did not speak English, but some in the team spoke Italian, like Socrates, Lichtsteiner, and Aubameyang. In the dressing room, Ozil and Lacazette sat next to me. Madness. You can imagine me drinking mate and then next to me. So yes, it was a crazy time, wasn't it? Moving on, Nicolas Dabizas, Newcastle defender who was spun by Dennis Bergkamp. He says, I was part of a work of art because that move is one real work of art. It was done by a genius. Bergkamp was a genius. Gotta admit that. Torreira also says that I didn't leave the house much. I had a person who often brought me shopping. One day I go to supermarket, browsing the shelves, I see a label with the name of my city, made in Fray Bentos, just like me in the London aisle. It was a tin, but it was exciting. My God. Lukita Torreira. Moving on, so the XG difference in Premier League 2021-2022. Last 10 matches from each team only. So you can see, here we go. So Liverpool are at top of the list with their XG. Second on the list is Arsenal in terms of XG. Third, Manchester United. Fourth, Manchester City. Fifth, Tottenham. Sixth, Chelsea. Seventh, West Ham, and so on. So Arsenal are second in the last 10 matches in the Premier League this season. Well, Arsenal have been second in terms of XG. They're working hard for their goals. Oh, you can believe that. You'd better believe that. Moving on, so early morning I got this news that Marseille club president Pablo Longoria told RMC Sport channel that Matteo Guendouzi will complete his move to Marseille completely automatically after fulfilling the conditions agreed upon between Marseille and Arsenal. So he has actually fulfilled all those conditions, and that automatically activates his clause. Matteo has played 38 games for Marseille this season in all competitions. So Matteo Guendouzi, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for him, and all the best is I always have that for him. Moving on, so sources have spoken to Football.London that the lack of signings in January was due to a mixture of missing out on targets and not being able to get deals over the line due to financial fair play regulations. I'm pretty much sure this FFP comes in mind only because of one player, and I'm pretty much sure that guy's name is Alex Ishak. Yep. Anyways. So the fewest goals conceded in the Premier League in 2022. So from the turn of the year, Newcastle have conceded the least in the Premier League with 3, and Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea have conceded only 4, with Man City conceding 5. Newcastle really, they've sprung really strongly. I mean, so good of a team. Yes, they're turning it around apparently. But moving on, so Ajax, Feyenoord and PSV want to sign Savio on loan from Atletico Mineiro, with an option to buy permanently. Arsenal and Man City remain interested in the Brazilian talent. City have made progress in the talks with Gallo. So yes, interesting player Savinio. And this is according to Ekrem Konur. So okay, that's that. Moving on, let us talk about Arsenal's 2020-2021 financial results. Covered a season when they finished 8th in the Premier League and reached the Europa League semi-finals under Mikel Arteta. But the finances were adversely impacted by, of course, the pandemic. So Arsenal's pre-tax loss shot up from £54 million to £127 million. After tax, it is £107 million, as revenue dropped 16 million, 5% from 344 million to 328 million, and profit on player sales fell 48 million pounds from 60 million to only 12 million. Operating expenses were cut 17 million, which is 4%, but bond finance break costs increased, interest payable by 26 million to 40 million. Also, Arsenal's broadcasting revenue rose 65 million pounds, which is 55%, from 119 million it became 184 million pounds, mainly due to deferred money from 2019 to 2020, which offset the whole pandemic. Reductions in match day, down 75 million to just 4 million, and commercial down 6 million from 142 million to 136 million only. Player loans slightly down at 3 million pounds. Also, Arsenal's wage bill rose, yes, 13 million pounds, to 238 million, excluding restructuring, while player amortization increased 8 million pounds, 8%, it became 217 million pounds. Now, other expenses cut 30 million pounds due to reduced cost of staging games, while staff restructuring down from 10 million to 7 million, no repeat of prior year 4 million pounds impairment. Also, Arsenal, they have 127 million pound loss before tax, is the second worst reported to date in the 2020-2021 Premier League, only surpassed by Chelsea, who reported 156 million pounds, and much more than Tottenham, who actually reported 80 million pounds. Others also likely to post poor results due to the pandemic, of course, though both Man City and Liverpool managed to generate £5 million profit. There is Sheffield United, who's also in the positive. Also, Arsenal results were hit by, of course, the whole pandemic impact by 85 million pounds, mainly due to playing games behind closed doors, reduced commercial income, and cost of refinancing stadium debt. Nevertheless, loss would still have been 42 million pounds. Of course, all football clubs have been significantly hit by the effects of the pandemic. So, Arsenal's post-tax £107 million loss is by no means the largest in Europe. In fact, it has been beaten by 3 Italian clubs. Inter Milan, £215 million. Don't even look at me when you say Barcelona with 422 million. And then there is Roma, 163 million. And then there is Juventus, 184 million pounds. And then there's, of course, Chelsea, of course. So, yes, lots of clubs have been bleeding money. But Arsenal's profit from player sales fell 48 million pounds from 60 to 12 million pounds. Of course, because Ozil, Mustafi, Socrates left for free, Mkhitaryan left for free as well. So the only sale that we can speak about is Emiliano Martinez to Aston Villa. That is all. So yes. So that's all the highlights that I can produce to you guys about it. The next thing that we speak about is Armando Broja. So Ralph, according to Chelsea, Roman Abramovich wants to sell Chelsea. So to repay that much amount, Chelsea might be looking to sell their players, and Broja is in the midst of Arsenal and of course Southampton. So Hasenhüttl said, "We will find the right conversations with the player, the agent, the club, what they want, what Chelsea wants. I think we should let the young lad develop his game. This is the most important for him to play games." That's lovely. But also let's talk about the return of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So he says that I came back into the team when momentum was going against us, but there is a buzz again now with the new manager here. When things go wrong continually, it can create an atmosphere that is hard to shake off, and a change is needed. I think that was needed, but I feel much fresher now and focused on what I can control. So let's see whether he can control his move to Arsenal or not. Of course, he'll be looking for a new club, but because let's see where Everton finish. But let's see if Frank Lampard can turn the tide at Goodison Park or not. Let me know what you guys think about it. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers and don't forget to subscribe.